Good morning, everyone. So we are finally out of this, I call it holding pattern. Only path is up. What a statement. And a dangerous, right? To think that way as a trader. But anyway, that's the way everything looks. So until proven otherwise, only path is up without wiggles, right? So new all-time highs. We're looking at the futures. They're up here a little bit this morning. Major support. It's actually getting kind of close anyway on the 65-minute chart. Was down there. And when pullbacks get bought and reversed at minor support, that is an indication of strength and that buyers are aggressive versus prices pulling back, like down here, down toward major support. And so bullish sentiment, buying demand continues from last week. And we just continue to mark off the chart, right? Minor support, major support in the time frame that we are going to utilize. You see the 5-minute, nice little bottom action there, up and away. There's a little wide range bar now on the 5, taking out that high. It's probably going to stall soon, but nice little rounding bottom, pivots there, and only a 5-minute chart, but nonetheless, patterns are universal to all time frames. All right, so we on the daily chart bring a line here. Prior day's low, first reference point of support, should not be violated today on a closing basis. If for some reason it should go down there, it should pop back up. That's the thinking. We'll get to SPX. Right. Q's stronger, almost up 100, but they underperformed last week. Buyers stepped in on the dip toward the prior day's low. Now we got a significant support area on the 65-minute, and of course the prior day's low on the daily time frame, and there's 2 lows there. So this should not be violated. Common sense. It had a resting period at an area of a prior pivot high. That's bullish. Bottoming tail bars, bar by bar analysis. It's breaking out. Should keep going up. Got a void on the weekly time frame. So the NASDAQ stocks, probably semiconductors, anything that underperformed has the potential to play what we call catch-up. Underperformers begin to outperform. And we look at the pattern. We see that there's confirmation of that thought. Is there a tradable void? And there is. Only path is up. Better not break below these lows, because when there's so much agreement between different markets that say it's going to go in one direction, we don't doubt it. We just mark off support that shouldn't be violated and go with. Dow is down a little bit. Dow futures are down a little bit. No big deal, but they outperformed. You look at that bar compared to the NASDAQ futures, and it's quite obvious that this showed relative strength, and it stalled here. And it was kind of a 1, 2, 3 with a little bottoming tail bar right here, a little consolidation, and it broke out. So what is the thought process? Got a wide range bar, should stay in the upper 50%. The open and close, we know the open is. We don't know where the close will be. If it dips down here, we should see a bottoming tail bar. It may just be an inside day. You can see the void below. Mark off minor support there. So we're setting up our bias and reference points for the day. The Russell played some catch up. We were looking for that to happen. It was questionable, meaning it was just jiggling around and jiggling around. We'll take a look at the ETF that had gapped down on that day, and then it held and came back up. So now that these underperformers have begun to outperform, breadth expands. And do I have a chart? I think I have a chart of that here. Yep, we look at this here. Here was the breadth on Friday. Advancers minus decliners closed at a plus 1,600. great. And so we had confirmation. So we can look at it in this way. And we see an actual number, a broad-based number. We look at different, sectors and see what outperformed and see where the money actually flowed into. This number doesn't tell us that. It just tells us from a big picture scenario that this breakout that occurred in the S&Ps was confirmed by this bullish breath. Sentiment is neutral. Breath is slightly bullish. So the two are not in agreement. And we look at it as, okay, is there gas in the tank, so to speak, for both of them to reach a bearish extreme? And there is. So we don't have any signal and confirmation by the internal market gauges. The pattern clearly says it should go higher, and the internals don't give us doubt of that right now. So that's a good thing. All right. Let's look at IWM. Looks amazing. Right? This downward sloping mess of a consolidation. This gap down. It held the pivot, bottoming tail bar. It took off on Friday. Great. Other speculative. Biotech down at support. It went up. So we use the analogy, from my past, many, many, many years ago in the automotive industry. Things are starting to fire or are firing on all cylinders. And that's great. But when our internals line up, we know that there'll be a time to be cautious again. Right now, it's going to continue to buy dips until proven otherwise. Semiconductors moving up, look great. They've got room to go higher. You got confirmation of this subsector within the NASDAQ 100. That can help that move higher. I'm just looking around, other things, looking for confirmation. Internet looks great. Tech, broad-based, looks great. So that should move up. And even the red-headed stepchild, so to speak, the mid-caps, participated on Friday with a wide range bar. And this is breaking out to all-time highs. Looks great. What hasn't performed? Retailing. Why care? Well, there's all this talk about the consumer and so on. But as more and more sectors begin to participate in a move, money often will rotate into what doesn't move. So I'm sharing this underperformer to keep an eye on. Not that, this is just an ugly mess of a chart, but the job now is to go look within this sector, the stocks within it, to see what might be showing relative strength that could be an opportunity. All right. Software, right, moving up, broke out with a wide range bar last week. So even the ugly old transports had a good day on Friday. So we're hard pressed to find anything negative or bearish. And that makes you think, hey, are we closer to a high point and we should be careful? Well, as I already said, the internals say that there's gas in the tank. So we'll see. Things that have moved like this, we know wide range bars tend to be followed by narrow range bars. So that's probably, I'm assuming for the moment, what's in store for the day. Right? Where these outperformers on Friday, like the transports, like the Russell, like biotechs, and even the regional banks had a wide range bar, closer to the top of the range. It's gapping up here a little bit. So we're likely to have a little back and filling kind of a day, or sometimes I refer to them as a commission generator or, frog in a blender kind of thing. Be careful not to get chopped up. SPY, always look at gapping up here to new all-time highs. should stay above this level, yesterday's low. I mean, even if it breaks it, it could result in a red bar ignored. Point being that look, one day doesn't change a trend. I don't know what today is going to bring. Right now, it's gapping up, which gives me a little pause as to its potential to continue, especially with all those other wide range bars. And this, kind of led the way up and it had a resting day. So, keep that in mind. SPX closed above 5,800, another milestone, wide range bar. We know it's gapping up. The extreme put strike is now below yesterday's low. It's kind of close, relatively speaking, compared to the high strike. That's way up there. Could it reach there today? Look, anything's possible. But with all those wide range bars, it certainly seems less likely that it would get that far today. It is gapping up a little bit. So I guess it's really not all that far, but it would be a pretty big move. With all this bullish price action, the put strike is probably the no-brainer. So we always see how things unfold first thing in the morning, but some type of a failure bar, right? You can look at spiders or futures. I'll just go back to the futures for a minute. So as this begins to expand in range, some type of maybe a continuation failure would be the signal to go with the call strike. And then from there, we'll see what happens. All right. Bitcoin is up, just still within a big trading range, potentially making a higher low. And so there are some stocks related to this that are doing well this morning. Dan might cover some of those. But this looks like it's going to go higher. And you have to look at gold. It's consolidating that gain, came down to minor support, held there. So bullish price action, buyers stepping up where they're supposed to. It's into resistance. It's probably not going to do much of anything today. Silver, we've covered. That was up at the top of the range and it's correcting here. I suspect it'll find its legs and catch up with gold. We just don't have a pattern right now to support that. And oil, sharp move up. Last week we were looking for it to give up a little of that gain and the transports to kick it in to help support the market higher. That happened. And this is just chopping around here. So again, as we look around to different markets and internals and what I just covered, they lead us to at least a short-term bias that things are probably likely to maybe consolidate a bit today, even though the futures are gapping up here a bit, and we'll see how much they pull back or the lack thereof. And other than that, I think I have to hand it over to Dan. I just take a look at the airlines, which have been doing great. I would suggest setting an alert. With oil showing some relative strength, these are still strong. But since this is near this pivot high, I just set an alert down here near these lows, because if it breaks it, maybe we find some call spreads. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I like the description. And I said it too, the markets are firing on all cylinders. And like you said, we'll trade it till we get a bar by bar or the internals saying danger, danger. And we have been pushing them. We have amazing open trades in all three letters. So let's do our normal routine here. Yeah, look at spiders and Qs again. They, I cannot even tell the difference between the spider and Q's 5-minute chart right now. Look at this. A little breakdown into the close, gapping over it, took off. Size It's just amazing how these two have been trading similar over the months. Diamonds weaker here today. We have that in all three of our letters also. And so, whenever I see diamonds up or down a lot, I just immediately glance at the Dow 30 and see what's dragging it. So Amgen, kind of a bearish gap there. And cat, I know, got a downgrade. That could be a call spread watch, 30-minute low. That's a bearish gap. Let's keep that on the list. All right, let's see here. YouTube, Raul. I know Raul loves all kinds of patterns. Yeah, there's a sell setup. Sure. Now it kind of rebounded a little robustly, but yeah, set and learn there. I'll do it also. Set it at 191. So put your alarms here for our watch list. ACIW. Alex, I know a lot of these might be on your list. I set alarms on some of yours. So closing breakout, there were just breakouts all over the place on Friday. Proud, we're already in, so that's a good up alarm. Let me reset it now to 325. This is one that got clobbered. Do y'all remember when this one was falling? And I said, you will reverse one day. I'm gonna watch you every single day until I get a pattern. And and we traded it. We got our pattern. We got our potent reversal. And actually, I should put that in MT Live for this Wednesday. We're going to be talking about turns. That is a 1-bar turn after a bearish gap after a climb up. Here is a 4-bar turn. Here's a 4-bar turn. This was a 2-bar bearish turn. GE. We shorted put spreads Friday and also on the long list. Another breakout. IWM. We have as a put spread. My alarm went off. ANF. We did a put spread on Friday, but it's also a directional. Or maybe maybe we didn't do the put spread. Yeah, no, ANF. Yeah, it was a new put spread. All right. I thought I gave it Friday. Lulu. Bottoming pattern, put spread over these highs. Looks like it's coming in. Let me reset the alarm. Oh yeah, the entry was over 279.06. So yeah, if it opens here, it will be a trigger. Rambus alarm, bottoming pattern we bought on Friday. I don't see any things up here. Maybe these are old alarms. KR alarm. No, that went off. We bought that on Friday. That looks great. Let me reset alarms. 137.50. What's our cost basis? 135.42. So I'm gonna set an alarm at break even, and it should not go off, or else something is wrong with this pre-market strength. Block alarm, we bought that on Friday. Yeah, Bitcoin stuff looks good. LRCX alarm, we did a put spread Friday, but I like it directional also. Fall alarm, we have a, yeah, this, what's going on with palladium here? It's a bearish gap. Yeah, so this one we only have a third lot. You know what? I told them to buy another third, either over the high or at right here, and that's why my alarm went off at 95.05. But I'm gonna tell them to let's hold off on the ad until it stabilizes. For 1 second, Telegram them. Oh, all right, got that done. All right, so those are all my alarms. Now let's go to other stuff of interest. I don't have any earnings. But look at them. Look at them. WIGME. This is the ETF for the Bitcoin miners. That's a bottoming pattern right there. And all the converging MAs. Look at Riot. I want to sell puts on that on a pullback. MAR is weaker. You see the AB test that we always talk about? This one is weaker than Riot. And then HUT is also weaker, but maybe naked put idea. But that's what made me look at the ETF, because the WIGME has other stuff in it, like Mr. runs the Bitcoin stocks. SMCI does a little, but I think this more so runs with NVIDIA. This is a bottoming pattern. Wow, do y'all remember when this used to be like, what was it, 1,300 or something like that? Now they had a big old split. But that looks good. I got that in a permanent window. China, Greg mentioned in the videos, they're expecting more stimulus, but they got a lot of debt. Same old deal. How's the market going to react to whatever is released on these China stocks? And also the news came out of China doing war drills in Taiwan. The news said they could either do a blockade or quarantine. And so I had to look that up. I'm like, what the heck does a quarantine mean? I mean, I know the basic term, but in terms of them doing that. So it's not like they were going to drug them, put them in quarantine. But yeah, they're trying to isolate them. So that's the big old ongoing problem that's, I don't think, going away. Boeing here, I'm not messing with Boeing. Just you got too much gap risk with this strike going on, but they said they're taking a $5 billion hit and laying off 10%. That's kind of like an obvious concern when you go on strike and you play Mr. Tough Guy. It's like, all right, well, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. Now, how do you feel about, MU? I just had an up alarm. We are long the stock. Set a higher alarm. 80. There's our MU alarm, which is also 1, 2, 3. That is a very bullish pre-market. This could be a day trade, you all. Put MU in the bottom right here. I mean, we're already in it for swing, but I'm saying, I know there's people in the room that like me to point out day trade setups. Ideally, it chops around in a tight range and takes out a 30-minute high. That's what I would like to see. DHI alarm just went off. A low alarm. Alex, this is on your list. Short watch, hello. I'm going to set a new alarm, 182.40. That's a big old topping pattern. Scroll over the 2050. It's actually a bear, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got 3 more days of bearish consolidation. That looks great. Put that in the window also. All right, TFC here. Somebody mentioned this on CNBC, and so I pulled it up, and unfortunately, it has earnings here in 3 days. It's a regional bank, but this looks great daily, weekly, monthly. Well, see, you don't have a big void here, so it's definitely not a 4 long with this resistance over here. But for swing trade, looks great. But earnings, like I said, WBA has earnings this week. We did a nice naked put on this last week. Oh, really? Okay. Let me look real quick because I forget what trade I gave. Was it long calls? I think. Yeah, it has to be because there was no premium to sell puts. All right, snap. Yeah, I said by October, 10.5 calls. No. Oh, yeah. It's over 11.19. Yeah. Snap over. Yeah. Shoot, I was one letter off. I mean, one number off. Yeah. I was. Yeah, so yeah, I need to fix that in the posted letter also, but yeah, no biggie. But thanks for doing it. So I reset my alarm. That's why it didn't go off pre-market. Yep, I had 18, 19 in my alarms. All right, here we go. Here come the alarms. All right, Dollar Tree, Alex, your list too. Short watch. M&M low alarm. I had a break even stop. So Dollar Tree, I'll set an alarm 68.55. Of Emma. That's a day trade and swing trade. That's a beautiful 15. It's a bottoming pattern. But I personally don't like to trade in the first 5 minutes, particularly on a Monday. That's up to you. But I love this for a 5-minute high day trade. I'm gonna put it in the window. A bricks alarm. that WBA moving. Oh, I just had a profit of something go off because I was bidding a couple things to close positions. I just heard a bell go off. But yeah, look at MU ripping. All right, M&M. Let's see, this should not have happened. A Dollar Tree low alarm. Uh, okay, so we're out of M&M break even. I think we sold some already. No, we did not. So we're just out of this break even. Wow. IWM diamonds. Ugly, ugly 5-minute bar. Use relative strength, but I'm still sidelined here. Not doing anything myself. All right, ANF triggered. So I'm going to put pub M here. I'm going to buy 5-minute high myself. All right, Dollar Tree. Alex, I like 5-minute low. That is some tight consolidation. Um, stop 70. Well, that'd be a little over $2. Stop 70.60.
TER, another semiconductor. Maybe just getting started. Definitely just getting started compared to others. Could be done to stop under Friday's low.
What's the symbol? I mean, I'm so focused on the morning.
TER, Teradyne.
Yeah, if you say the whole name, I can my brain knows 97% of symbols that would trigger. And yeah. So MU, let's move stop break even. Wait, no, MU, we should have, I thought, a big open game. Let me check options on this in case you wanted to buy a call or sell a put. Friggin' asinine spreads. 95 by 230. But yeah, let's buy high, stop low. I'm glad I said hold off on Paul, and he's coming in. 310. The DHI bounced a little bit, so if my alarm goes off, it will be good. All right, GE has a go. Yeah, my alarm went off on bricks. I think it's official. Let me look. IGV up alarm. No, I just have an alarm on bricks. We have BNL. You know what? I canceled it, Alex, on Friday because of the deep retracement. So maybe 30-minute low, but I kept BNL. I liked a tad better because then it would have to take out two little green bars. T-Doc, low alarm. We sold half the other day, so this is stopping out. Yeah, we had the 8.5 calls. No, 55 T-Doc. Use holding on. No, we did not sell half of T-Doc. Dude, so this is stopping at a loss. IWM. Oh, good. So this will be a clean hit now. It takes out the high. So let me reset alarm. IGV up alarm. We're in the ETF letter. Nice. Wow, that's getting a little extended. I might sell calls for my dad. Maybe. Wow, there's no premium. 95 calls are 15 cents. Forget that noise.
I was going to suggest a call spread on Caterpillar. The spread is one of those stupid ones.
Yeah, I mentioned pre-market, that same idea to watch it. Mm-hmm. All right, I just sold some IGV for my dad, but still looks good. Yeah, I mentioned the gap. Yep, I had the identical idea. I said, all right, Dollar Tree, 5-minute low, we can short now. 67.76. Dollar Tree. Under 67.75. AIZ, Alex, is that you? Yeah, AIZ. Oh no, that was Raoul YouTube. Yeah, it still has this unfilled gap, but yeah, it's not bad. All right, GE. Yeah, RGE triggered Kava. It's strong. I prefer to put spread. There was no juice. Flick. Not crazy about it myself. HEI. IR. Home out. Oh, and yeah, we took our money on Friday. We just had put spreads. All right, see why I like waiting 30-minute high, or 5-minute high, see how this failed. 15, what it triggered for the letter. 15, 17. And I said, GE. Our put spread, we sold for 65. Right now they're 45. Coin, we did a put spread. Set new alarm, 185. 76. My MMYT, nice. We remember the put spread, it was acting a little iffy. Now we can move it here. 148. Intel up alarm, Teradyne up alarm. IWM up alarm. Yeah, car looks good. Yeah, little opposing failures there, but yeah. Market's on your side, sure. Intel again, let's check naked puts. 23s. 25 cents. Not bad. I'll do a. Okay, I'm gonna do some 22 and a half. Hit the bid at 13. IAI up alarm. We are long enough. The ETF. 134. HC. I would like to see how it closes first. I like all of our other patterns better. But yeah, let's watch that Intel again. Yes. We had a break even. We had a break. Yeah, stop under Friday, but we covered half.